Hello, and welcome to this video on the GMO debate, how genetic engineering is changing our food forever. Genetic engineering, also known as genetically modified organisms, GMOs, has been a controversial topic in the food industry for many years. In this video, we'll explore the benefits and risks of GMOs, the impact they're having on our food supply, and the debates that surround their use. Part 1. What are GMOs and how do they work? GMOs are organisms whose genetic material has been altered in a way that does not occur naturally through mating or natural recombination. Genetic engineering techniques are used to introduce new traits or characteristics into plants or animals that are not naturally found in them. These techniques involve the manipulation of the organism's DNA, the genetic material that determines the organism's characteristics. There are a number of techniques that can be used to genetically modify organisms, including gene editing, gene silencing, and gene insertion. Gene editing involves making precise changes to an organism's DNA using molecular tools, such as CRISPR-Cas9. Gene silencing involves suppressing or turning off certain genes, while gene insertion involves adding new genes to an organism's DNA. One example of a genetically modified crop is Bt cotton, which has been genetically modified to produce a protein that is toxic to certain pests, reducing the need for chemical pesticides. Another example is golden rice, which has been genetically modified to produce beta-carotene, a precursor to vitamin A. This has the potential to address vitamin A deficiency, which is a major public health problem in developing countries. Part 2. The benefits of GMOs. While GMOs have been the subject of controversy, they also offer a number of benefits that cannot be overlooked. One of the main benefits of GMOs is increased crop yields. By introducing traits that make plants more resistant to pests, diseases, and environmental stresses, genetic engineering can help farmers grow more food on the same amount of land. Another benefit of GMOs is improved resistance to pests and diseases. By introducing genes that make crops resistant to specific pests or diseases, genetic engineering can reduce the need for chemical pesticides and herbicides. This can benefit both farmers and consumers, as it can reduce the cost of production and potentially reduce the risk of exposure to harmful chemicals. GMOs can also be engineered to have improved nutritional content, such as higher levels of vitamins or essential amino acids. This can have important public health implications, particularly in developing countries where malnutrition is a major problem. Part 3. The risks of GMOs. Despite the potential benefits of GMOs, they also come with some risks that cannot be ignored. One of the main concerns is the potential health risks to humans and animals. While the safety of GMOs has been extensively studied, some studies have suggested that GMOs may have harmful effects on human health. For example, a study in rats found that consumption of genetically modified corn was associated with an increased risk of developing tumors. Another concern is the impact of GMOs on biodiversity. By introducing new genes into an ecosystem, genetic engineering can potentially disrupt natural systems and lead to unintended consequences. For example, genetically modified crops that are resistant to certain pests or diseases may become dominant in an ecosystem, leading to a loss of biodiversity. There are also concerns over the long-term effects of GMOs on the environment. For example, genetic engineering can potentially lead to the development of superweeds or superbugs that are resistant to herbicides or pesticides. This can lead to increased use of these chemicals, which can have negative environmental impacts, such as pollution and harm to non-target organisms. Part 4. The controversies surrounding GMOs. The use of GMOs has been the subject of much controversy, with proponents and opponents voicing strong opinions. One of the main controversies is the labeling of GMOs. While many consumers want to know if the food they're buying contains GMOs, there is no federal requirement in the US to label GMOs. This has led to a patchwork of state laws and voluntary labeling initiatives by food companies. Another controversy is the role of GMOs in agriculture. While proponents argue that GMOs can help feed a growing global population, opponents argue that GMOs are contributing to the consolidation of the food industry and the loss of small farms. Some also argue that GMOs are contributing to the use of monoculture, which can have negative impacts on soil health and biodiversity. Part 5. Case studies. To better understand the impact of GMOs, let's take a look at some case studies. Case Study 1. Bt cotton in India. Bt cotton was introduced in India in the early 2000s and quickly became popular among farmers due to its resistance to the bollworm pest. However, the success of Bt cotton has been mixed. While some farmers have seen increased yields and reduced pesticide use, others have struggled with poor yields and high costs associated with purchasing Bt cotton seeds. There have also been concerns over the impact of Bt cotton on soil health and biodiversity. Case Study 2. Golden rice in the Philippines. Golden rice was developed to address vitamin A deficiency, which is a major public health problem in developing countries. While golden rice has been shown to be effective at increasing vitamin A levels in rats, it is yet to be widely adopted in the Philippines, where it was first introduced. Some have argued that the slow adoption of golden rice is due to concerns over the safety and efficacy of GMOs, while others point to the complex social and economic factors that influence food choices in developing countries. Case Study 3: Herbicide-resistant crops in the U.S. Herbicide-resistant crops, such as Roundup-ready soybeans, have become widely adopted in the U.S. While these crops have reduced the need for herbicides and improved weed control, they have also led to the development of herbicide-resistant weeds, which can be difficult and costly to control. This has led to an increase in herbicide use and has raised concerns over the long-term impacts of herbicide use on soil health and biodiversity. Part 6: Conclusion. In conclusion, the GMO debate is complex and multifaceted, with strong opinions on both sides. While GMOs offer a number of potential benefits, such as increased crop yields and improved nutritional content, they also come with risks, such as potential health effects and negative impacts on biodiversity and the environment. As the use of GMOs continues to grow, it's important that we carefully consider both the benefits and risks and work to address the challenges that come with their use. Thank you for watching our discussion on the GMO debate and how genetic engineering is changing our food forever. We hope that this video has provided you with a better understanding of the complex issues surrounding GMOs and the potential benefits and risks they offer. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and we'll do our best to respond. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more thought-provoking content, and we'll see you in the next video.